Hi everyone, this is Laura, and today I'm going to show you how to make paper roses. You only need 3 supplies for this, and that's what's so great about this project is that it's very minimal supplies and you get a great result. So you're going to need some adhesive, and this adhesive is Fabri-Tac. It's made by Beacon Adhesives. It's sort of like hot glue in a bottle. It doesn't dry quite as fast as hot glue, but it has a really strong hold, so I highly recommend this for fabric or paper. You're going to need a pair of scissors. Any pair of scissors is fine. And then about a 4x4 piece of paper. It can be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Doesn't matter. And all we're going to do is we're going to cut this out in a spiral. So you're just going to start on the edge here and start a spiral. The great thing about this project is that flowers are not perfect, and so neither do your spirals have to be perfect. So we're just going to go around, and here I just want to show you that the skinnier you do these parts, your spiral, the shorter your roses are going to be. So this is an example of a nice short little rose, which is great for scrapbooks and card making. And then I'll show you, I did this project, and this is a artist tray, and as you can see here, this rose is tall. So you can use them for different things. The tall ones are great for an artist tray, or if you want to decorate a frame. Also good, like you can put this tag on a gift. So there are uses for that also. But these smaller ones, which we're going to do today, are perfect for scrapbooking and card making. So again, how skinny this is here is what makes your rose tall or short. So just continue around in a spiral. This is basic, this is Echo Park for the record. And I absolutely love this paper. I've been so obsessed with this. The pink rose that I had made is Echo Park Be Mine line. And I just keep going back to that line, even though it was supposed to be for Valentine's Day. There's so many beautiful colors. The pinks and the whites and the blacks and all that, so I keep going back to that one. Okay, so you end up with this spiral, and I'm just going to cut off some of this excess. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off these 3 corners. This one's already cut off because we really don't need them. Okay, so I'm just going to cut like this, and so you can get rid of this square. Okay. And I'm just going to cut off this tip a little bit. It's a little bit thin. Okay, so now you have a spiral. Okay, so now we're going to go around and we're going to scallop the edges. And this is where you can really take off a lot of paper so that it's even thinner. And so here, I find it's easier to move the paper rather than moving the scissors. It's just my thing. You'll find your own technique. But you're just going to go back and forth and form this scalloped edge. Again, doesn't have to be perfect because flowers are not perfect. And that's the great thing about this project. These flowers can be a little bit difficult at first to make. I know people sometimes have some problems making these, but the more practice you put into it, the easier they get, and they make such a nice embellishment, and people will be so surprised that you made these by hand. Okay, so I'm getting to the end here. So what I'm going to do is just finish this off and cut it. Okay, so you end up with this spiral, and this one you can get rid of. You can use it for something else, I'm sure. Okay. So all you're going to do now is start wrapping it. And what I use to wrap it, so I guess you do need a 4th supply. You need a pen or a pencil, something that's in your house that's round. And I like the pen because I like the rubber grip on it. I think it's easier. You need to decide which side you want in or out. So I want this flower to be on the inside. So I'm going to roll towards me. And so this is going to be on the outside. And so you just start to roll. And you roll and you roll and you roll. And I'm going to roll this around the pen, but then I'm going to re-roll it with my fingers. This just kind of gets the spiral going. And then it makes it a little bit easier when you start doing it with your fingers. So it doesn't have to be like perfect or anything. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to let it go. So I have this little spiral here. Okay, and so I am going to take this, and I'm going to start rolling it with my fingers. You see that little spot there? And it doesn't matter if it's like a little bit flattened out. Sometimes that happens because we're going to let it go a little bit at the end. And you can use your nails here, whatever helps you make this circle. So it's going to start doing this. And you want to keep the bottom together, but the top doesn't have to be even. So if you see the bottom here, but the top is not even, which is fine because that's going to be the top of the rose, so it won't be even. It'll be just fine. And again, you'll get your own technique of how you like to do this. Whatever works easiest for you. And just keep rolling. Try to keep it tight. This can be really meditative and relaxing once you get the hang of it. It can be not meditative or relaxing when you're just starting out. But once you get the hang of it, you can sit in front of the TV and do this, or just sit in a quiet place and make these and really relax. And what's fun is just to make a whole bunch, and then you have them, so when you're doing cards or layouts, you can just add them because they'll already be made. Okay, so I'm getting to the end here, so I just want to keep spiraling around. And then what I'm going to do is I have this tight little rose. I'm going to let it go. Ah, okay. This is a teeny one. I really cut it short, which is fine. It looks nice. Okay. But see, I have all this excess, so I'm going to get rid of this. I have all this excess around because I cut it so small. That's the good part, is that you can just kind of play with it and make it look nice. So here is the rose. But what I'm going to do is put some adhesive on the bottom part, that circle that I had here. Okay, so I put adhesive on here. You'll kind of get strings with this, just like you would a hot glue gun, but they come right off. Okay, and so I'm going to press the rose into the glued spot. And you just want to hold it for a little while. Like I said, this glue doesn't dry as fast as a hot, as a hot glue gun. You could use a hot glue gun if you wanted to. And then it would dry super fast, but you know, you have to plug it in and let it heat up and whatever. So I don't mind using this. And I don't mind waiting for a couple minutes while it dries. It's actually a couple seconds. But yeah, I really like this stuff. It has a little bit of an odor to it, but it's not that bad. I've tried other adhesives. I'm kind of sensitive to smells. So I've tried other adhesives that are like really, really tough. So this one's not bad. It's got a little bit of an odor, but it's not terrible. Okay, so here is the rose, and I've got like some excess around here, so I'm just going to trim it down. Okay. And so you end up with a little rose. It's so cute. Okay, and then it's flat. Alright, signing off.